Good morning, Kara here, coming to Unscripted, outside, standing on this enclosed deck, listening to the rain/sleet. You may be able to hear a little bit of it. Wintry, gray day here at the lake, and not much to do, but stare at yourself in the mirror for the most part, and that is why I'm coming to you today. I had this realization this morning, just off my yoga mat, just off the tramp. I have a little mini tramp that I try to get on, but it is not always easy because it's outside. Gosh, the unscriptedness is really my anger with myself, and I want to share it with you. Now, of course, there, sweetheart. I will drape myself in self-compassion and love and patience. But, and the big but, is that I have created a mess in my body from not following through on daily practices that I know and have done my whole life. So let me back up a little bit here. And I'm hoping, again, as always, my story will help you see your story. Maybe get a little bit more honest with yourself, a little more loving, a little more patient, but also get yourself into action. So I have a history. My mother has a history of osteoarthritis, and she had 2 hips and 2 knees replaced. She's the bionic woman at 85, but she had her first hip replaced sometime in her mid-50s. And I have said to my yoga classes for decades, I practice yoga so that I won't have to have a hip replacement in my 50s. Well, guess what? I'm not there yet, but I am headed there. And why I am so frustrated with myself is that I took a break for a good year and a half, almost 2 years, from deliberate, conscious, consistent strength building. Yes, it was COVID. Yes, I didn't have access to weights or gym. Yes, we all some people really took off in their practices, and others, like me, went downhill. And I just ignored my body for too long. So there was coupled with adrenal fatigue, so I was in the process of balancing my hormones and cortisol levels, and there was menopause, and, so it was like the perfect storm. But I'm paying for the lack of strength training now because my legs have gotten weak, and over the last year, my body my hips have collapsed pretty much. I'm dealing with osteoarthritis. I just got the diagnosis, advanced, in both hips. But more than that, it's just incredible acute pain and chronic pain on my right side. So that almost every step I take is painful. Now, I'm telling you this because I know the compound effect of daily practice. I know what you can avoid, what you can improve with small daily actions. For me, I was still walking, but I took a good 6 months off, maybe 8 months off from yoga, and I took a good year and a half off from strength training, and my legs atrophied. And because my legs were weaker, guess what happens? The skeleton isn't as stable. It isn't as aligned. It doesn't have the muscular impact or the muscular contraction to hold the skeleton in the right position. Like Yoga 101. And I probably accelerated. I most definitely accelerated my arthritis. So I just want to share this with you because it is imperative that we get real with ourselves. Now, you may not be dealing with arthritis, but you could be headed towards diabetes. You could be headed towards heart disease. You could be headed towards something physically that, at some point you can't turn back. You can't turn back the clock. What small practices do you need to do consistently? What small changes in your life do you need to implement right now? Great time of the year as we move into 2022. These morning messages aren't to make you feel good all the time. They really are, at the end of the day, to wake us all up so that we can be as healthy, as energized, as clear, as flexible, as loving, as compassionate as possible. Because this is how we leave a legacy in the world. It ripples out there. So I'm dealing with, major something. I'll go to the orthopedist in about a week and I'll let you know. And I'm hoping that I can push off a hip replacement for a bit, but I'm definitely headed in that direction. So I have been committed to strength training to the best that I can. It's not always going to be pretty, and sometimes it'll be light, but I must get back to it. Whether I get a hip replacement or not, I need to strengthen my body with strength training. And I'm being honest with you. I mean, here I am, a strength coach, right? I've been in fitness, I've been in wellness my whole career, and I fell off the wagon. I really did. I'm paying for it. So I hope that doesn't happen for you. I hope that this message acts as a wake-up call if you need it, to turn on a practice, to bump up a practice, to be more consistent, to lean in, to challenge yourself, to be real with what you're headed towards. Be real. Thank you. Sorry this isn't all like pom-poms today, but these morning messages are just about, us all just keeping it super real for each other. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for sharing this with a friend. Perhaps there's someone in your life that might need to hear it as well. Have a beautiful day.